We're going to discuss the Crawford coat of arms. But before we get started, we wanted to let you know that we offer genealogy research service at our website. Please visit us at coadb.com. First coat of arms to discuss, Gules, a fess ermine, Crawford of Loudon. Reginald Crauford, born around the year 1165, was first hereditary sheriff of Ayrshire in Scotland, married the heiress of the barony, and he was the son of Sir John de Crawford, grandson of Reginald de Crawford, and was succeeded by his son Hugh de Crawford, who died in the year 1246. There was also Crawford of Kilbirnie, Malcom Crawford, born 1461. His grandson was Laurence Crawford, born 1506, and he had son Hugh Crawford, who died in 1576, and from him descended John Crawford of Kilbirnie, who died in 1627. Next, with the crest, a marble pillar supporting a man's heart proper, Crawford of Craufurdland in County Ayrshire, Scotland, arms borne by John Crawford, who died in 1513, of Crawfordland. He was killed at the Battle of Flodden, a descendant of John Crawford, who was born in the 14th century. The last of this line was William Howieson Crauford, born 1781, who married into the Crawford family in 1808. Here we see the family estate. Crawford of Auchen names, several coats of arms to this family. They descended from Hugh Crawford, who died in 1353, fought at the Battle of Bannockburn with Robert the Bruce, and obtained a grant for his services. A grant of Auchen names in Renfrewshire, succeeded by his son Reginald Crauford, who died in 1358. The heiress married Crawford of Drumsoy. Here's another for the same family. And another, it looks like when they married into the Drumsoy line. It's quartered. John Crawford of Auchen names, 1799, representing the families of Crest and Camlarg. Next we have Crawford of Clover Hill, Hugh Crawford of Clover Hill in the 17th century. Crawford of Possil in Lanark, Scotland. Robert Crawford, son of Hugh Crawford of Clover Hill, acquired the estate of Nether Possil in the year 1595. Crawford of Haining. William Crawford was owner of Ardmillen Castle in 1417, which was originally called Haining Castle, and he was the son of David Crawford of Haining. Here we see the ruins of the castle. One for Archibald Crawford, born 1450, abbot of Holyrood, treasurer to King James IV, younger son of William Crawford of Haining. Crawford of Linlithgow. John Crawford of Linlithgow, Scotland, was a dean of a guild, descended from Crawford of Haining. Crawford of Jordan Hill, quartered with Barclay. There was Captain Thomas Crawford, born 1530, of Jordan Hill, who was Lord Provost of Ireland. He led the siege on a castle and was the son of Laurence Crawford. Another for Crawford of Jordan Hill. Another for Crawford of Easter Seton. There was Henry Crawford, merchant and burgess of Dundee, who purchased Easter Seton in 1670. Crawford of Thornwood in Lanark. George Crawford, born 1796, of Thornwood in the parish of Bothwell, and Lanark, was Justice of the Peace and clerk to the Grocer Company of Glasgow, son of George Crawford, a writer in Glasgow. Crawford of Ardmillen and Badland. James Crawford, born 1805, Lord Ardmillen, Scottish judge, son of Major Archibald Clifford Blackwell Crawford of Ardmillen, born 1776, who served in the British Army in India and South Africa. Here we see an old photograph of the family estate. Crawford of Doonside in County Ayr. John Crawford of Doonside, who died in 1776. Looks like he received or registered the coat of arms about 10 years earlier, and the property was inherited by his cousin William Crawford of Doonside. Crawford of Mount Hughany, Captain James Crawford of Mount Hughame, spelled several different ways. Looks like he got it in 1767, and it is similar to the coat of arms of John Crawford of Grange in Bothkenner. Here we see the house at Mount Hughame, or however you want to say it. Crawford of Cartsburn, William Crawford of Cartsburn, 1529. Later, in 1669, the barony of Cartsburn and the baronage of Scotland was created for Thomas Crawford of Cartsburn, who died in 1695. Here we see the Cartsburn Mansion House and a list of the barons of Cartsburn through the 13th Baron, who died in 1974. There are more after that. Another, this says Cartsburn of Renfrew, the first line. Another for Cartsburn, second line, now MacKnight Crawford. One for Captain David Crawford of the 83rd Regiment, 1785. Crawford of Loch Norris, or Lead Norris, or Loch Norris. This coat of arms was found as shown in Fala Hall. That's all I was able to find on it. Here we have one for the Crawford Baronetcy of Kilbirnie, a title in the baronetage of Great Britain created in 1781 for Sir Alexander Crawford, born 1729. And we have a note here that this was a recreation of the original baronetcy created on May 14, 1628 for John Crawford of Kilbirnie, Member of Parliament, commander of a regiment of foot during the English Civil War. Crawford of Comlarg for John Crawford of Comlarg, 1675. Crawford of Kerse, not sure who this belonged to. There was a David Crawford of Kerse and a Bartholomew Crawford of Kerse who lived in the early 16th century. Crawford of Drongan, found in Slains Roll. There are several other coats of arms that are similar to this, similar to the arms of Crawford of Drongan and Kyle. Or a chevron vert, 3 birds heads erased ore from Northumberland, England. Crawford of Crawford, quartered by Thomas Lovett, Esquire of Astwell and County Northamptonshire, whose daughter Elizabeth married Sir William Chester, Lord Mayor of London, in 1560. And we have a note here that, as it's shown here, it's an error. It should be a chief dance set and not a fess. But I wasn't able to find who this was for. If you let us know, if you know, please let us know in the comments. Crawford of Overton and Lanark and New Zealand in 1880. James Cootes Crawford, born 1817, was a naval officer, farmer, scientist, explorer, councillor of New Zealand, son of James Cootes Crawford, born 1760, a naval officer. And here we see James Cootes Crawford. And if you enjoyed this video, please visit us at coadb.com, link in the description. Thank you very much.